Are you looking for funding to launch, expand, or purchase a business? Maybe you're not an entrepreneur, but want to create immediate, consistent, substantial revenue streams to position yourself for an early retirement or just wealth and independence. If any of those apply to you, pay close attention. The Blaylock Consulting Group is a management consulting strategic advisory firm that applies cutting-edge funding strategies to strategic growth planning. You see, unlike most funding companies whose goals are to raise capital and just collect their fees, our mission is to financial position our client for strength, wealth, empowerment, and independence. Furthermore, we not only mitigate risk on our clients' existing businesses, which are sometimes very speculative and uncertain, but we implement a plan that services the debt borrowed and creates an additional revenue stream of positive cash flow. You see, statistically, 95% of most businesses fail within the first 5 years because of undercapitalization. But the fact is, they often still fail even when they get the capital, because they don't have a plan, and the money they were lucky enough to get actually becomes the problem, because they may have to make a substantial monthly payment for the money borrowed. And what if your business isn't making any money, or it takes 6, 9, or 12 months before it does? That money you borrowed to grow your business becomes the one thing that forces you to close, because the payments to service the debt drains all of your reserves and savings. So not only does the business collapse, but your credit gets ruined and your funds possibly depleted. See, what we have learned with our over 20 years of experience is that it not only takes time for most new businesses to consistently get cash flow, but it also takes time for them to build their team, perfect their product or service, confirm their market approach, their business model, financial model, not to mention establish the right strategic partnerships or vendor relationships that can deliver their product or aspects of it affordably and consistently. What the Blaylock Consulting Group does is get you that time if you need it. It starts with our 3-step optional and flexible program, CIB. The C stands for credit repair and enhancement. The way we're able to help out the masses to qualify for the substantial amounts of capital we raise, which, by the way, usually ranges from $50,000 to $250,000, is of course by making sure they are credit qualified. So we can refer you to a team which can produce significant results in as soon as 30 to 60 days, with most files, even difficult ones, completed in 90 to 120 days. Results do vary, and every case is different. But once your credit is repaired, they have the ability to use credit-enhancing tools to further boost your credit well into the 700s. So even the weakest credit files become strong. The I stands for institutional and private lending. What separates us from the rest of the businesses in our industry is our expertise in matching your credit with multiple banks and private lenders that will approve you based on the breakdown and characteristics of your individual credit file. As a result, we're able to overcome the major obstacles that most small businesses face. That obstacle is the need of significant documentation. With our funding plan, you don't need tax returns, bank statements, business plans, financial projections, as well as assets that need to be leveraged like your home. You don't even need to have a business. You can start this process under your personal credit, then guide you to our next level program, which helps you to obtain a corporation which is already several years old, which you can buy and will be used to pay all the debts off with corporate funding, none of which shows under your personal credit. And for the more advanced business that need major lending in the high hundreds of thousands to millions, we can help you also with our private lenders who are very flexible with credit scores and terms. The final piece, which is our game changer, is the B in CIB. Our Business Acquisition Services division assists our clients in purchasing established, consistent, immediate income-producing businesses with the funds that are raised. These businesses are not only cherry-picked to have great gross income and net returns from 25 to 70%, but they are also in specific cherry-picked industries that are unaffected by the economy, are owner-absentee, and are structured so that there is very little, if at all, employee theft, which is great. The best thing about them is day one of ownership, you're making money that if purchased along with the funding you obtain for your personal business, you can offset that monthly note. Your monthly note may be $750 to $1,500 plus a month, depending on how much you borrowed and at what terms. It's not uncommon for these businesses to net, after all debt is serviced, $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So not only can your debt be serviced on your own personal business, but you may also have an additional revenue stream as well. Then once the debts borrowed on both your businesses are paid off in 2 to 5 years, depending on your situation, you can then have thousands and thousands of dollars in positive monthly cash flow. That's the Blaylock Consulting Group way.